West Australian mining to the rescue. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because we're going to talk about an article from Yahoo Finance which is discussing the West Australian, mining in Western Australia is keeping the economy going, or as I say, it's coming to the rescue. So before we have a look at that, let's first look at the current iron ore price at the time of recording. It's $175.50 a ton. Not bad. I mean, we can see here. I mean, look, this is 90 bucks, guys. This isn't zero down here. It's got a lot of room to go down. Pretty much another $100 below the chart. You've got to realize that our government anticipated or budgeted for iron ore prices to be 50 bucks US a ton. So hopefully this will lead to putting a dent in that huge, nearly $1.3 trillion debt that our government's racked up, state and federally. Hopefully it'll put a dent to it. So this is good news, because look at that. That's just rocketing up. And we know what's fueling it: international demand for iron ore, everyone. It looks like, our natural resources are going to save us again. So let's look at global iron ore, just the industry overall. Now this, once again, is from the Organization of Economic Complexity. Now, iron ore is the 21st ranked component of world trade, the 21st largest. $124 billion is the industry. It's 0.69% of world trade. The top exporter is Australia. Fantastic. And the top importer, unsurprisingly, is China. And then just look at that product complexity, guys. Negative 1.87. So it's 926 out of 961 products in their database. So it isn't very complex. Well, because we kind of did have the Iron Age, guys. So sure, we've got complex methods for extracting it and refining it and shipping it, but it isn't a very complex product. So if we scroll down here, and we can have a look at the top exporters. The top exporter is Australia, and then second is Brazil. Now, one argument of why iron ore price is a bit hot at the moment is Brazil hasn't come online with the same amount of capacity as they have had. They've had some disasters there, unfortunately, with a dam bursting, a loss of life, and it's just hit their capacity for iron ore production. And the argument is that may tick up again. But we're number one. Brazil's number two, then you have South Africa, then then Canada, then Ukraine, and India. So Australia is right up there. And the top importing nations, number one is China. Number one's China, and then Japan and South Korea. So if I click here on Australia, we can see, it should update this chart. There you go, where our iron ore is going. So unlike coal, where the majority of Australian coal isn't heading to China, it's actually going to other countries. Iron ore, 81% of it is going to China, guys. So Chinese demand for our iron ore is pulling up. And here's the thing: if they look at the same methods for stimulating their economy to grow out of this pandemic-induced recession, one would have to imagine that it's going to have a beneficial impact on our iron ore companies over in Australia and West Australia in particular. And so let's look at the WA iron ore mining. And if we look here, I've brought up, this is data from the Australian Mining Atlas. Latest I could get was 2014 in a format I could just show on a map here, because this demonstrates quite clearly how much of Australia's iron ore comes from Western Australia. We've got one in North Queensland, looks like one in New South Wales, a couple in South Australia, but everything in WA. This is a WA industry. People are talking about iron ore in Australia. It is Western Australia, everyone. That's where it's coming from. We can't let them leave the Federation. So we got to keep the West Australian, keep them in the country. Part of the Federation, part of Australia. Although it is, Perth is, I think, the most isolated city in the world, the most remote. So West Australia to the rescue. They're coming to save us all again, everyone. Saving the Australian economy. WA mining kept the economy going, according to our Prime Minister. Scott Morrison has lauded the West West Australia's resource industry for propping up the economy during one of the nation's toughest years. The Prime Minister jetted to WA's Pilbara region on Thursday, where he joined billionaire Andrew Forrest to tour Fortescue Metals Group's Christmas Creek mining operations. Mr. Morrison inspected an ore processing facility, climbed aboard an autonomous truck, and was shown an enormous solar farm that helps power the Christmas Creek and nearby Coldbreak mines. WA's resource sector reported record sales of $174 billion in 2020. There you go, guys. It's even higher since that data I was looking at. And a record 140,940 people are working in the industry. This is why when you look at wages, when we're talking about, average wages in Australia, there's such a disparity. You get a job on the mine, you work remotely. I mean, you'll even have people that are manning vehicles remotely now, or even autonomous vehicles. You'll be earning really good coin. And, you fly back, have the city life, go to the mines. It's different, guys. It's different. One of the reasons I was so keen to get to WA this week was to say thank you to Western Australians, Mr. Morrison told reporters. The earnings that you've been able to generate in one of Australia's toughest years has kept our economy going. The way the Australian economy is coming out of this COVID pandemic recession, in large part, we can say thank you to the resource industry, especially here in WA. Fortescue has set a target of achieving carbon neutrality by 2030, exceeding Australia's goal of preferably reaching net zero emissions by 2050. The company's drive into renewables at Christmas Creek and Cloudbreak will replace the use of 100 million litres of diesel per year. I bet you there has to be a big advantage to not having to truck and ship all that diesel there too. I mean, there you go. This is in some regards where I could say there is a legitimate benefit to having these solar plants. You've got land there that's kind of worthless, honestly, out in the middle of nowhere, and you don't have to ship these resources around. I'm very passionate and proud of what Australians are doing to change the technology that enables them to achieve great things, Morrison said. And energy is central to that. It is the thing that drives our economy. It always has. And we need to change gear over the next 30 years. And that's exactly what's happening. Mr. Morrison was due to meet with workers at a mining camp on Thursday evening. He will head to Kalbarri on Friday to inspect the widespread damage inflicted by a tropical cyclone, Sironia. So there we go, everyone. Looks like West Australia is kind of saving the country, at least according to our Prime Minister. So solutions and opportunities. Well, number one, we've got to keep WA in the Federation, okay? Sydney Swans, just give them the AFL Grand Final. Let them win. Wait, no, they're not the Sydney Swans. I don't even remember the Perth AFL team. Wait a minute. WA AFL team. AFL. Oh, this is embarrassing. Australian real. I'm looking up here. WA. I'm thinking. Wait a minute. I'm thinking here. Who are they? AFL teams 2020. Who's based in Perth? Essendon. No. Come on. I've got to. Does WA have an AFL team? They've got to. The West Eagles? West Coast Eagles? No. Perth AFL team. Oh, come on. Do Perth not have an AFL team? No. Come on. Where is it? Where is it? Monica Lions. West Australia. The Eagles! The Eagles. Oh, come on. Florian. You can tell I've been out of Victoria too long. Give the Eagles. When did they last win a premiership? Come on. When did they last win a premiership? Have they, Oh, there we go. And fourth premiership. Okay, good. The Eagles are doing good. Oh, 2018. Okay. See, we're already giving them the premiership. They won it just a few years ago. Give it to them. Keep WA in the Federation. Sorry, guys. I'm real polished. Trying to get more professional here and failing. But the question is, what opportunities are there? Have you taken advantage? Have you invested in any mining companies, guys? If it's going to be the same old, like the last time we had the GFC and China stimulated their economy and there were opportunities there in Australia with companies that are exporting there, What do you reckon? As always, thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using affiliate links from Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy merch from HeiseSays. You can see the pocket squares we hand make here, or from Teespring down below. You can help us buy shares by joining Stake or by SelfWealth. You can support us using Gold Pass from the Perth Mint or PayPal. Take care, have a great day. I will see you all next time. Bye for now.